first awareness of SDA Kinship was when I was a student at what was then called Southwestern Union College in Keene, Texas. I was a theology major there and very serious about what was coming up in life. And I came in from the class one day, and under the door in the dorm, there had been a sheet of paper been slid underneath. And so I picked it up, I turned it over, read it, and I don't remember the exact verbiage or what the wording was, but it talked about gay and Adventist, and it was introducing this organization called Seventh-day Adventist Kinship International. And I quickly read it. I looked around, my roommate wasn't in the room, no one else saw me. I quickly crumpled up the paper or tore it apart and threw it away where no one would find it. I was totally mortified that someone had possibly found out my secret. I had known that I was gay for decades, for many years, and but I was too busy with doing the Lord's work and trying to be the good Adventist that we needed to be in the end times to even worry about what it meant to be gay. So I tucked that away. I tucked it away in my mind as well, and didn't think much about it. Went off to school in Austria, came back to Keene, finished my studies, not as theology, but as a business major, and did what every good gay boy, Adventist boy at that time would do, and found a wife and married her, thinking that God would change things. Well, that didn't exactly work out as I had planned, and it ended up in a divorce. But I had made some gay friends and contacts along the way. And one of them, because they knew that I talked about Adventism and spiritual things a lot, said, "Hey, I was looking in the back of this gay magazine, and there's an advertisement for gay Adventists, and it's called Seventh-day Adventist Kinship International." And I went, I remember that from college days. I had heard about it. And so at that point, I wasn't attached to a wife. I was still very much in the church, but I was looking for a community, someone else who was like me that I could actually relate to and share and talk with openly, with both my spiritual and my queer thoughts and just my needs. So I contacted them. There was a contact person here in Texas, and we started talking with each other first via email. That was with the early days of email, and then on the phone. And so I got involved and found out that the headquarters, or there was a big organization, the president at that time was living in California. And so I contacted them and said, "Hey, I need to be a part of this. I want to know what it's all about." And so I went to my first board meeting before anything else and met some of the leaders of the organization in Southern California. And then a couple years later, when my schedule allowed, I actually attended my first camp meeting. And it was like coming home to family. It's just indescribable how good it felt to be in a space with other gay, queer Adventists. And, we weren't all alike. There was lots of differences in us, but we all shared a commonality that you just can't describe. So that kind of got me hooked, and I became part of the organization, part of the team, trying to the leadership part of the organization from that point forward. And so all of that to say, we never know about the seeds that we plant, whether we're wearing a kinship logo button or just mention something in a conversation to somebody, or when someone tells a bad gay joke or says something derogatory, to speak up and just say, "Hey, I don't agree with that," or "There's another way of looking at that." I think that's very important, to plant these seeds, because you never know at a later point how they come to fruition. Just like the paper that was slid under the door in my dorm room planted a seed with me, and I didn't follow up right away, but it got watered and fertilized and nurtured during the years. And when the timing was right for me, I actually contacted the organization. So that's my story of how I connected with kinship and what it means to me, and it was a life-altering experience. So wish everyone a happy Pride, and yeah, never miss a chance to plant seeds.